If you're new to this channel, welcome here. Just go through my channel. There are lots and lots of videos, content for you to indulge in and get to know my content and I. But if you're new here, I said last week that I was going to start a new segment titled Red Flags and Green Flags, where we get to talk about red flags in different aspects of life, social setting, romantic relationships, platonic relationships, official setting, whatever the case may be, parenting, living life, just how we should carry ourselves, we should go about life, and all of these things that will expose us to some of the things that we're doing that comes off as rude, or some of the things that we're doing that makes people feel secure and we should do more of, But then again, I was like, people always focus on the red flags, the toxic behaviors, the drama, the people we should keep distance from, or the people we should stay away from. But what about the good ones, the green flag? That is what brings us to our topic today. I want us to talk about green flags in social setting. Signs you should look out for to tell you that the people you're surrounded with are good people, or that you're surrounded by good people. So I was like, you know what? Instead of just doing red flags, we should do it in a way where we get to share red flags and green flags. But then this segment is going to be for myself and you guys as well, where you get to share some of your green flags, some of your red flags in the comment section, and I'll also get to talk about them and get to share them. So as I'm bringing my ideas, I'll appreciate if you guys can also leave your comment, maybe something you've experienced or something you would want more of or want less of. And if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, let me know your differences or your opinions in the comment section. But with that saying, today's video, once more, I'm going to be reading them from my iPad because I feel like it's almost impossible to say it without using the iPad, so I don't get to miss some of the points. So these are lists, once more, that I curated either from Google, X, or TikTok. So yeah, let's get right into today's video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing fine. I don't know if you guys can hear some sound, but it's currently raining today. It's been so sunny. It's almost like summer was here, and it's raining today and so cold and windy. I hope it's not too cold wherever you are. But anyways, let's get right into today's video. We're talking about green flags in people, things that we should look out for to appreciate people who show us these things, and to also be those people for others. So yeah, let's get right into today's video. So the first on my list would be people that actually listen to you. Have you ever been in a situation where you're in a communication with someone, conversation, and you can tell for a fact that this person is listening to you? People who are actively paying attention to you. They are not waiting for their turn to speak. They even go as far as asking follow-up questions, and they pay attention and remember to little details or little things you must have spoken about. So yeah, people like that, total green flag. People who are actually listening to you, very good, because you tend to feel heard, and also it just creates a safe and secure communication, grounds for communication for the both of you. So people who are actually listening to your conversation, green flag. The next would be people who make you feel comfortable being yourself. Have you ever been around someone and you don't need any filter? You don't need to walk on eggshells, you don't need to overthink things, you just need to be you, show up as you, be yourself, and yeah, just be you wholeheartedly without thinking of any form of judgment or anything. People who make you comfortable around them, it's just such a humbling feeling and such a good experience where you're given the grounds to just be yourself, show up and be yourself without any fake activity or fakeness. There will be no need for that. Why? Because you're so comfortable around those people. So yeah, also, in as much as we enjoy all these things I'm going to be talking about, it's also essential and paramount that we be these people, this kind of people, to other people. So yeah, people who make us feel comfortable around them, or just make us be ourselves 100%, total green flag. The next would be people who celebrate your wins, either big or small. Do you have friends who, when you win an award, they celebrate you? When you finally finish a book you've been struggling to read, they clap for you like you won an Oscar? Yeah, people like that are a total green flag. People like that, we need to have them in our corners or around our corners. big or small, they are always there to cheer you on and celebrate you. And true and real friends are people who are not intimidated by your success, but rather celebrate your success. So when you have people around you where you happen to enjoy something or win something, achieve something, and you're celebrating, there's no negative energy. You're not overthinking, when you have a good news, you're not overthinking, I don't want to share it so it doesn't make this person feel depressed, or because something's going on in their life, you can't share your good, in as much as there's a space of understanding or room for understanding, it is also essential to have people around you that celebrate your wins. And this is not to say the moment you get people who are not celebrating you, it means they are not for you. No, this is just a green flag in people. Where you find people who celebrate you, it is good to have such people around your corner, because they will not have any room for competition, negativity, bad energy, and all of that. So yeah, people who celebrate your wins, either big or small, green flag. The next would be they respect boundaries. Guys, I don't know how much I can emphasize on boundaries. Boundaries are there for a reason. Boundaries are things that need to be respected and honored. So if you find someone who respects your boundaries, that is a keeper right there. When you tell them you're not feeling up to it and they don't guilt trip you, or you tell them you're so tired you can't make it, they don't make you feel like you've done something wrong, or like I say, guilt trip you or manipulate you into doing it against your will. However, so yeah, when you meet people who respect your boundaries, boundaries are there for a reason. When you tell someone, oh, I'm not comfortable with a certain thing, for example, they respect it without any question asked. That's a green flag, like a huge green flag in your face. So when you find people who respect boundaries, green flag. And in as much as I know that some of these things come normal or should come easy to people, you'll be so amazed that our world is full of so many people who do not practice things like this. So when you find someone who shows you this side, it is good to acknowledge them and also reciprocate that energy to another person. The next would be they apologize when they are wrong. Not the fake, oh, I'm sorry if I made you feel that way, or I'm sorry if my word came across the wrong way. Genuine apology. People find it very difficult to apologize. So when you find someone who apologizes when they are wrong, that's the keeper right there. When someone wants to apologize, the apology has to be genuine. I am sorry I said this. I am sorry I did this. Not, I am sorry if what I did made you feel that way, or I'm sorry if what I said made you feel that way. It is good to acknowledge when you're wrong. It is good to be able to know your mistakes so that you don't repeat it anymore. Acknowledge how you made them feel, and also to correct for next time. So not just a genuine apology. A genuine apology comes when people own up to their mistakes, acknowledge how they made you feel, and also correct the behavior. Apology is not just apology and keep it. You also have to do these other things. Own up to your mistake. Acknowledge that you've offended them, or acknowledge that you made them feel the way they feel, and also correct that attitude, because apology with no change behavior is not an apology. So yeah, in a world where so many people find it so difficult to apologize, when you find someone who apologizes, that's humility. That's someone who is humble enough to say, you know what, I offended you and I'm sorry. And that's not just a green flag, that is a neon flag waving in your face. That's maturity. That's a neon flag waving right in your face. But anyways, the next one would be people who make an effort to stay in touch. Whether it be friendships, relationships, family members, it doesn't matter. Relationships shouldn't be one-sided. So when you find someone who reaches out to you from time to time, remember important events in your life, like your birthdays, anniversary, whatever the case may be, people who come across intentional, that they value you in their life. Please, it is good to appreciate them, because not everyone has that time. Not everyone has you in mind like that. Everyone is so busy in their life. So when you find people who make an effort to keep in touch, acknowledge and appreciate them, because not many people stay in touch or go out of their way intentionally to reach out to you. And also, just as I said in the beginning, it shouldn't be one-sided. So when people are always checking in on you, or make sure to wish you a happy birthday, New Year, Easter, Ramadan, whatever the case may be, it is also good to reciprocate, because it shows that they value you in their life. Anyone who does not value you will not take a minute of their time or a second of their time to remember you, not to talk of checking in with you. So when people make an effort to reach out to you, that's a total green flag. But don't forget to be that person for someone else. The next would be when people respect everyone, not just you. It's so easy to be nice in your face, but it is also important to pay attention to how people treat others, like drivers, janitors, waiters, strangers, people that they have nothing to gain for or nothing to expect from. Pay attention to how they treat people. So when you find people who respect people regardless of who they are, you found a green flag. Not just a green flag, this is also another case of you found a neon sign to show that this is a good person. People who know how to respect people regardless of their status in the society, regardless of their background, their race, that's a keeper. That's a huge green flag. The next would be people who make you safe. That feeling when you're around someone and you just feel safe, no need for drama, no gossiping, no backbiting, no backstabbing, no judgment. You're just yourself around them. You're comfortable to be with them. Yeah. People who make us feel safe or secure. When you're around them, you're not, your guard is not up. You're not thinking, you're all calculating, if this person behaves this way, okay, this is how I'm supposed to behave. You're just yourself, calm and safe. That's a green flag. The next would be people who make you feel energized after seeing them. This is also one of my favorite green flags in people. Sometimes when you go to visit your family members, your friends, your colleagues, someone, and then by the time you get back home, you just feel like some years have been added to your life because you can't explain it. You're just so happy, you're grateful to have that person in your life, and you're so happy that you guys spent time together, and probably for the next 30 minutes to 1 hour, you're reminiscing on the time you guys spent, and sometimes you catch yourself smiling when you remember a joke you guys shared or something. So yeah, we have people like that when you leave them, you always feel gravitated or drawn to go back to them, because you know that when you go to them, it's guaranteed that you'll be energized. Because sometimes, even when we are going through some difficult moments or periods in our life, or perhaps a very challenging day, imagine going to such a friend's house, and by the time you get home, you've forgotten everything that happened. You've even forgotten totally that something even happened or something unpleasant happened. Why? Because of the good energy that you've associated with. So yeah, just as I say, and I'll say it once more, in as much as I say you should look out for these signs, recognize and appreciate it, always remember to be that person. The next would be people who listen without being defensive. They are easy to talk to. People like this can also pass on that people who make you feel safe. People who are defensive, you can't tell them when you're wrong. You can't have proper conversation with them. You have to tiptoe, or you have to walk on eggshells. You have to rehearse the conversation in your mind before you speak to them, because any small thing, you don't know what will set them off or make them be defensive or enter that defensive mode. So yeah, people who are not defensive, they are so easy to talk to, and they make or create a safe environment where anyone can easily talk to them at any time without having to overcalculate or overthink about the situation. But yeah guys, that's my green flags for today. Just as I said last week, and I'll say it for my new viewers, I'm just starting, so these are some or few lists I want us to touch on generally. I'm not focusing on any part right now until the second episode, where maybe we get to focus on relationships or perhaps something else, official setting. But for today, this is what I have on my list. But I want us to go to what I've been watching this week. So what have I been watching this week? This one in particular was not this week, but it's a movie I forgot to recommend to you guys. It's called 𝐻𝐻𝐿. I've been seeing it on social media, and I remember I was like, I don't think I recommended this to you guys. But 𝐻𝐻𝐿 is a very, very interesting TV show, even though it is, would I say, scary. I think the main reason why I didn't want to share it when I watched it was because it was like a horror movie, so scary. So I wasn't sure if I should recommend it to you guys. But when I kept seeing it on social media and I was remembering some parts of the movie, I was like, you know what, let me just recommend it, because at the end of the day, it is who is interested that is going to give it a watch, right? So yeah, if you're interested in that genre of movie, thrillers, horror movie, give it a watch. It is a really, really interesting movie, and it revolves around a particular place, that is the gorge, where it is being protected. No one knows about it. Only certain people who did a particular experiment, but it didn't go as planned. So it was creating more life, it was feeding more life and posed as a danger to society and any other thing. So they sent some people to go keep watch over it. You get to spend 1 year and they bring a new person. So it showed that the current person is reaching the 1 year mark for the new person to take over. And when the takeover happened, when they picked the previous man, dropped the old man, on the way up, when they were going, him trying to get up the helicopter from the rope they usually throw down, they identified him. They were like, for example, are you Victoria? He was like, yes, and they shot him. So it means every other person who went to keep watch and spent their 1 year never made it back, because they were trying to conceal it as a secret. That was why they needed to leave no survivors. But then we have 2 new people, because it's like a particular place, this place A and place B, and what is in the middle is what is separating them. So it's like an impossibility for the person in place A to reach place B, for them to talk, have a conversation. Like, it is a significant difference. And the place as well, it's like in a forest, an abandoned place, and when you go to the work, they don't even tell you where you are. It's like they inject you with something that makes you unconscious, and you get up, or you're revived or awakened when you get to your destination. You land and you head to the place, so you don't even know what country you are, what region you are, and not even the continent you are. So yeah, give it a watch if you haven't. The next I've been watching would be The Housewives of Potomac, and I spoke about this last week. I finally finished episode 1 and I got to the reunion, and I was like, my god, drama, like this is exactly what I'm looking for, give me the drama. Sometimes I feel like my life is so boring. That is why I'm so into reality TV shows, so I can get to watch and experience some drama. But yeah, the reunion was something else. All this Love is Blind and what other shows, all those shows, I feel like their reunion is not up to the drama. I'm not speaking about production and the rest now, I'm just talking about the drama. All this Love is Blind, the rest, they are learning where Real Housewives are. So yeah, it's just such an interesting watch. I just entered season 2, and so far all the housewives are still same, except for one who is Katie. I don't know if she's still on this season. I'm still on episode 3 season 2 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, give it a watch if you haven't. It's really interesting. Especially if you're into reality TV show. But anyways, the next on my list would be Adolescence. I am sure a number of you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a limited series on Netflix. By the way, these first 2 I mentioned cannot be found on Netflix, on streaming platforms. But for this Adolescence, you can find it on Netflix and streaming platforms. I kept seeing it on social media. I saw it on Netflix. I was like, you know what? I started it, but it felt like it was too slow, and then I let it be. Then I went on social media. It's like the moment I watched it and I stopped, every tweet I was saying was about Adolescence. I was like, you know what, let me give it a watch again. And I must say, guys, it is currently number 1 on TV series on Netflix. At least in the country I am, it is currently number 1. Give it a watch if you haven't. It is really, as sad as the story is, it is really eye-opening. It is insightful, and the story revolves around a 13-year-old boy that was accused of murder. I have not finished the series, though I'm in the last episode, so I don't know if he's actually the killer or he was wrongfully accused. I don't know yet, so it's even a win-win because I don't get to spoil it for you guys. Well, if you haven't given it a watch, give it a watch. The amount of emotions in that movie, and this is me giving flowers to the little boy. The little boy is a phenomenal actor. Very good. He gives life to the scene where in some parts you're like, are you sure you're still a baby? Are you sure? So something like that. And also everyone involved, his dad as well, being able to show emotions, And if you know anything about creating content, making movies, you know that there are a number of people in that vicinity behind the scene. Light is on you, especially when peradventure there are 2 people in the scenes and you're focusing on the other person. You're supposed to still maintain that emotion while so many people are behind you and so many things are going on at the same time, especially in such a scene where you as an adult, you as a dad is with your 13-year-old child and they are saying you murdered someone. It's just such a very dark space in your mind to get into, and every emotion was matching up to the scene, to the story. You know, it's just a beautiful limited series. So if you haven't given it a watch, give it a watch. So guys, if you're new to my channel, once more, I get to share what I've been watching and what I've been listening to. And for this week, I've been listening to so many songs from different artists from Victoria's playlist. If you're new to my channel, I do have playlists for music where I get to share African songs and international songs that I listen to and I enjoy. And these are also playlists that I use myself. So it is titled Victoria's playlist, though I changed the first song on it, so like the thumbnail is a bit changed, so in case it looks different. So far about 600 and something of you have checked it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Give it a listen. Hopefully you get to enjoy my taste in music, or perhaps we have the same taste in music. Or let's say you're trying to get into African songs, for example. This is a perfect playlist for you, if I may say myself. But yeah, give it a listen. It's titled Victoria's playlist. These are African songs from South Africa, Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana. Just give it a listen. And then the next would be V Blues. This is for the international songs, Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Chris Brown, and the rest. Give it a listen if you haven't. I'm going to leave both of them, what they look like, so when you come across it, you'll be sure that that is it. But yeah, give it a listen. But for what I've been listening to this week, I've been listening to 𝐼𝐸, of course. I've been listening to Ira Star. I've been listening to Rema. I've been listening to Burna Boy. And there are 2 or 3 songs of Ira Star that has really been on replay this week. And one of them is even going to be our quote for this week. If you're new to my channel, I also get to share quotes of the week. But yeah, this song is titled Cast by Ira Star. This was on her debut album. And this is a song that I relate to so much, you know. 5-6 years later, I still relate so much to the song, and it's just a beautiful song. The lyrics is what I relate to, and that is how I would say I perceive life in my own mind or understanding. That's just the way I think and see life. But yeah, and also another of her song, 𝐻𝐸, it is titled 𝐻𝐸 on Colors. This is like a freestyle, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that song also, where she speaks about the hypocrisy in society, how people want to force down a certain life to you, and you know, she just wanting to live her life the way she wants, you know. That is the lyrics, or those are lyrics that I really relate to 100%. You know, I'm really down. Like, I believe that is how life should be, you know. I believe that is how I want to live, you know. I want to live my life how I want to live it, you know. And yeah, just give it a listen, you understand what I'm saying. And also her song, or Tiwa Savage featuring Ira Star, titled Gara. This is also another interesting song that I love, and I feel like more people should listen to. And I feel that is also like a hustle anthem for ladies, if I may. You know, in the words of Miss Ira Star, she said, to make money is just a simple condition, one simple condition: a girl got to hustle, you know. And I strongly believe in such mindset, you know. And yeah, just give it a listen. I've been listening to Burna Boy, Rema, as I said. All the songs I mentioned are all on my playlist, so give it a listen, because I also get to use the playlist as well. And yeah, that's all I've been listening, watching. But let's move into our quote for this week. What's our quote for this week, guys? So guys, our quote for this week, as I said earlier on, is from a song titled Cast by Ira Star, and it goes, life is not problematical, we make it problematical because we are listening to someone else, to some fool, without listening to ourselves. We clutter up our lives with insignificant things that have no value. And this same song also opened my mind to the perspective of life has no limitations except the one you make. So yeah, guys, be sure to know that there are no limitations in life except the one you put, either mentally or physically. So yeah, make sure that you're listening to yourself and not anyone else, because at the end of the day, you're the pilot of your life. You're in charge for everything that happens in your life. But yeah guys, at the end of the day, I know that we all deserve to have people around us who are filled with positive energy. So if you have anyone around you that ticks all these boxes I mentioned, make sure to let them know that they are appreciated, they are seen, and they are valued. And also the most important of all is for you to be that person to someone else. But yeah guys, let me know in the comment section what's a green flag you look out for. Personally, I would say a green flag I look out for would be people who are understanding and empathic, because I feel like if you have empathy, it is so easy for you to be able to put yourself in people's shoes before you're quick to judge, before you're quick to pass an opinion, before you're quick to, you know, if I was the one I would have done better. You know, it is just wise to be able to put yourself in people's shoes, to understand where they are coming from, or at least try to understand where they are coming from, you know. So yeah, that's a green flag I look out for in people who are understanding and people who are empathic. If you find an understanding person, guys, it doesn't matter where you're coming from, such people will take out a little time at least to be able to try and understand where you're coming from, and this will also save us from so many conflicts and misunderstandings. But yeah guys, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget, what's a green flag you look out for? That's it for this week once more. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't. Like, share, subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, please feel free to share on your social media platforms and tag me, and I'll appreciate it. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you have any topic you would love for me to touch on, or you would love for me to talk on, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get to it. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.